This video is a continuation of the other video on letters and sounds in the Spanish alphabet. I've already discussed letters A to Q as well as their sounds, and in this video we will learn the sounds of letters R to Z. Okay, we have here letter R. We pronounce this as R. R, as in English, roll, mark, liar. For example, robo, robo, which is robbery in English, robo. The next letter is still R, but this one is double R. So we pronounce this with a roll of the tongue. This is hard R. 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 Okay, for example, correr. Correr, which means to run. Correr. And then we have here letter S. This is pronounced as S, as in English, sun, daisy, office. For example, salsa, salsa, which means sauce in English, salsa. And then we have letter T. So this is pronounced as T, as in time or belt in English. Say for example, taza, taza, which means cup in English, taza. And then we have letter U. This is pronounced as U, as in English, put, book, push. Say for example, we pronounce this word here as único, único, which means single in English, único. And then we have letter V. So letter V here is pronounced in Spanish in two ways. It is pronounced as V, as in English, vase, lava, have, when used in the start of a word or syllable. For example, vaca, vaca, which means cow in English, vaca, vaca. And another way to pronounce V in Spanish is soft B when placed in between vowels. Okay, say for example this word here. We don't pronounce this as ave or ave. We pronounce this as abe, abe, which means bird in English, abe. And then we have W here. We pronounce this as o, as in English, whale, lower, show. For example, water, water, which means toilet in English, water. And then we have letter X. Letter X in Spanish is pronounced in two ways. It can be pronounced like a gargled K, as in German, Bach, Bach, when used in the start of a word. So one way to pronounce the letter X in Spanish is like a gargled K when used in the start of a word. For example, caviar, caviar, which means name in Spanish, in English. So we don't pronounce X here as Xavier. Instead, we pronounce this as caviar. Okay, caviar here is a name of a person. Then another way to pronounce X is like KS, as in English, taxi, box, fix, when placed inside a word. You say, so for example, sexto, sexto, which means sixth in English, sexto. Then we have letter Y here. So letter Y in Spanish is pronounced in two ways. As in English, yo-yo, boy, Sunday. For example, yate, yate, which means yacht in English, yate. So we just pronounce this as the usual pronunciation of Y. And another way to pronounce this is E, as in English, receive, cream, ski, when used as the conjunction E, which means and. So we pronounce Y here. When Y is used as a conjunction, then we pronounce Y as E. E. E too, which means and. E, which means and. And then we have Z. In Spanish, this is pronounced as like the usual Z, as in English, zebra, zebra, lazy, buzz. Say for example, zona, zona, which means zone in English, zona. So we've already learned all the letters in the Spanish alphabet from A to Z. And just take note that letter H in Spanish is silent. It is not pronounced. And there are those sounds not present or very minimal in the English language, but are common in Spanish, which includes the CH, the TH, the gargled K, as in Bach, Bach in German, the LY, NY, the double R, which is pronounced as hard R, like R, R, and the soft B, as in abe, abe. So now you'll be able to recite all the 30 letters of the Spanish alphabet using the names they are called to, and then distinguish the different sounds they make under or according to certain conditions.